Hey, what's up everyone? This is Jdog for Jdog'S DVD Dungeon, bringing you part 2 of my review, one of my favorite films of all time. Got George Romero's 1985 classic, and I can't stress the word classic enough, Day of the Dead. Let's see, I know my first part of the review went a little long. I think I left off just as we had Steele, Rickles, Miguel and Sarah. They were going, they had just came back from looking for survivors, and they were going down into the tunnels to dig up a couple of zombies for, like, Dr. Frankenstein's experiments and whatnot. So they go down, and it's pretty cool how they have this set up, because they got this Day of the Dead. They got this big corral set up going into these old mines, I think, or something. These tunnels anyway, underground tunnels where they keep these zombies. And it's a pretty intricate setup they have. Like, they have all the zombies, they have straps on their necks with little loops for these poles with hooks that they have set up. Anyway, it must have been a lot of work for the soldiers, I can understand. Like, later in the film, you got Captain Rhodes is saying, like, we've lost 5 men, you've lost 1. Well, I could see how the soldiers were getting taken out. So it would have been a lot of work to, like, wrestle these zombies down and put the harnesses on them. Fuck, I got someone messaging me. But the review carries on. Anyway, it's pretty, I like this part anyway. You got Steele, he's up on top of the corral, and he's hollering for the zombies, trying to attract them. He's got some classic lines, like biggest piece of meat in the cave, he's hollering at the zombies as he's grabbing on his junk. And that's when they start making sexual comments towards Sarah. That kind of pissing Miguel off a little bit, but Miguel, he's just a little pussy, so he doesn't do nothing about it. And as the zombies get closer, like, Miguel, he's rattled, like I was saying before. This fucking guy's on the brink of a nervous breakdown. He just can't handle all the pressure of the zombies and everything. So they get closer, and he goes and he hooks one of them up, and they let it out of the chute. You got the zombies running around, and Miguel's trying to hold it off with the pole. By chance, fucking Miguel being all fried out, he drops the fucking pole. Uh-oh. So you got this zombie going right at Rickles. You got Steele freaking out. Sarah pulling her gun, got it on the zombie, and fuck, she manages to grab the pole, contains a zombie before it gets Rickles. Well, Steele, he's all fucking pissed off. He starts tying into Miguel and stuff, like, you almost killed Rickles, you fucking yellow bastard, and stuff, he's telling him. And he grabs him, and they got another zombie in the chute. And you got Steele, he's fucking sticking Miguel's head down by the zombie. Fuck, you got this zombie, he's almost reaching him, he's brushing the back of his hair, smacking his dog tags. Then you got Steele, he smacks him around a bit, throws him from the top of the corrals down to the ground. So Miguel more or less got shit-hauled. And then the movie goes to, like, later, they're back in their little barracks or whatever, the compound where they're staying. And you got Sarah and Miguel there together. And she's wanting to get him a sedative, because, like, she's telling them, hey, man, you're losing it, you're going to break down. He doesn't want no part of it. Gives her a pimp slap. Well, she, being the sneaky chick that she is, she's, like, hugging him, but at the same time, she smacks him with that fucking syringe. Lays him out. So then we go to this other scene, it's a meeting of everybody. Like, you got, it's in some kind of conference hall, like, you got all the soldiers and the doctors and everything. They're in there, and, like, they're all talking, they're giving their updates and whatnot. And you got, this is where we're introduced to Captain Rhodes, played by Joe Pilato. Really, really good job he does in this film. Plays real badass. But anyway, he had just taken over power, because a little earlier you learned that Major Cooper, you don't ever get to meet him, but he was the guy that was in charge of this whole operation before. Well, he passes away. So, like, the power is passed on to Captain Rhodes. And he didn't see eye to eye with Major Cooper on a lot of things that were going on, so he's taking the military approach. He wants to shut down all this stupid-ass research that they're doing. He wants to get the fuck out of there, is what he wants to do. Go find some other survivors. He's sick of being underground, him and his guys. Like, yeah. So they're all arguing and whatnot, and they start making some sexual comments towards Sarah. Like you got Steele saying, "Oh, it's going to be a long winter," and like, oh, so, like they need some loving, and like you got Captain Rhodes saying, "Oh, I might give a chance for the rest of us to get a little bit of loving," like talking about putting Miguel in quarantine because he's breaking down. Like he's all pissed off that Sarah gave him the sedative in the first place. So they're arguing back and forth, and you kind of have a little showdown. Like Sarah, she doesn't want to sit down. She's gonna leave. Well, Captain Rhodes, he doesn't like this. He tells her, "Hey, bitch, get back in your seat." Well, she ain't listening. So you got Captain Rhodes is like, "Okay, Steele, shoot this woman." Steele's like, "Well, what the fuck? What's he talking about? He's not taking him serious." And Rhodes is like, he's badass, dude. Grabs his gun and he's like, "You shoot that woman before I shoot you." So Steele's like, "Holy fuck." He's got to the count of 3. Or I think count of 5 or something, and Rhodes is like, "That's 2 you've wasted already." So Steele's getting pretty rattled. He pulls his piece, he gets ready to point it at Sarah at like the count of 4, and then we get kind of a Mexican showdown with Flyboy. He grabs his gun right away, and they're kind of staring each other down. Sarah grabs her chair, sits down, kind of diffuses the situation, but here's where we start to see like how the military and like the civilian doctors, they don't really get along. Like there's a lot of hostility between the two. And then now that the tech guys, like you got John, like Flyboy, like all the helicopter pilots in the Romero movies are Flyboy. But anyway, they start to get a little rivalry going because Steele's like, "Well, who the fuck's this guy to go grab his piece to shoot me?" So they got a little thing going on now. But anyway, we cut out and we got like McDermott telling Sarah when they're leaving, like, "You better keep an eye on yourself, like physically watch yourself. Like these guys are starting to get pretty horny down here, more or less is what he's telling her. Like you better watch it before they just try taking something." So she's like, yeah, don't worry, it ain't gonna come to that, this and that. So she goes and she finds Dr. Frankenstein, and they're talking, like he's showing her some of the new stuff he's up to, and she's like, "Well, I thought we quit looking into shit like this like a long time ago. Like why are we looking to at what's making this happen? Like let's try to figure out how to stop it." Frankenstein's like, "Wow, that's an intricate part of figuring this all out." Like he's working on the brain and stuff because he's figured out that the brain is the core, and that's what keeps these zombies going. Like without the brain, there's nothing. He's showing her this experiment he's been doing with this corpse, and as he's doing this, like she's like, "Where'd you get this?" And lo and behold, it's Major Cooper. Actually, he managed to get him in somehow. They buried a corpse. No one else knows. Like Frankenstein's a sneaky fucker. He's switching corpses and stuff to do his crazy little mad doctor experiments. But anyway, as this is all going on, we get a real excellent Savini Gorathon going on here. As this zombie's strapped down, he breaks loose and he starts to come off the table with the one hand. And you have his belly spill out onto the floor because he's all rotten. He's been sliced up by Frankenstein. You got intestines, livers, and stuff hanging on the floor. Sarah, she almost pukes. Frankenstein, just all nonchalant, he walks over there, buzzer to the head, takes that thing out. And I'm not sure if I'm mistaken or not, but I think this is where we're introduced to Bub as well. Like as Sarah's standing there, you got Bub, he's chained up, and he comes up behind her. This might have been later on in the movie. I could be mistaken, but we get to see Bub here as well. And, damn, see, I'm going long on this movie, and I'm not even halfway through it yet. I'm going to cut this part off, and we're going to do a part 3, I guess, for Day of the Dead. I'm going to try to be a little quicker. Peace.